no messing about. I've got 7 fragrances from Terence Hughes, and I'm going to rank them, 7 being my least favourite to 1 being my favourite. Stay tuned, people. Let's see what the crack is. What is good, YouTube? Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mikey Cologne, and if you tuned in, thank you for doing so, people. If you like content about fragrances, unboxings, first impressions, subscribe to my channel. That's if you enjoy my content. If you like this video, like. If you dislike, still like the video. Right, I'm glad I got that out of the way. I'm going to be talking to you today about 7 of Terence Hughes' fragrances. I got 7 of his 10 ml bottles, and I've been wearing them over the course of the last couple of months, and I've got a good read on them all. A couple of these were like splitting hairs. Some of them are good fragrances to me, but a couple of them are fantastic fragrances, and we'll get to that. But quickly, he does use patchouli quite a lot in his base, as a base note, and I think that gives a fragrance a bit of depth, maybe more structure. It adds some warmth to it, like to the composition of the fragrances. Patchouli can come across smelling sweet, earthy, maybe soily, damp, and patchouli comes from it's known as being in the same family as a mint plant. So that's a fun fact for you if you didn't know that. But patchouli smells great. I like patchouli. It can go chocolatey, like I say, it can go earthy, it can come across sweet. It gives the fragrance a nice bit of warmth, and he does use it quite a bit. I just wanted to put that in there because some of these fragrances do have patchouli in the base. But first off, coming in at number 7 is this fragrance. I do like it, but I'll get to that but in a second. This is Neon. Right, I sprayed it on this test strip earlier, but I will spray it again. When I first smelt this, it reminded me a little bit of Dior Sauvage, and I'm not saying they are completely the same because they ain't, but just it has something to it that I would class it as being in the same vein as Dior Sauvage. And obviously that fragrance has been around for years. Yes, it's a very popular fragrance. It has been rinsed in the fragrance community. And the reason why this is at number 7 is because it just reminds me of that fragrance a little bit, and it's sort of been worn out. And I'm not saying I dislike this fragrance, because I don't, but I had to rank these in order, and that is the reason why this comes in at number 7. You've got Italian Bergamot, exclusive to the House of Terence Hughes, sweet orange, grapefruit, pineapple, you've got lime, you've got pink pepper. It's quite ambroxan heavy. This opens sharp, citrusy, a little bit woody. Like I say, you've got the ambroxan in there. This has also got patchouli in the base. It's got vetiver, it's got sandalwood. It's a little bit musky. It is a nice fragrance. I'll say it again. But because it reminds me a little bit of that fragrance, that is the reason why, to me, this is coming in at number 7. It definitely is masculine. It does last. All these fragrances that I'm going to talk to you about have got great longevity. They really have. So I'm not going to keep saying, oh, this one's 8 hours, this one's 7 hours. They all have good longevity and great projection. So you don't have to worry about that. Well, on my skin, they all work fantastically. They really do. But like I say, people, number 7, it has to be on the chopping block. It is Neon. Coming in at number 6 is Legend. This one is another one that opens bright, citrusy, crisp, a bit sharp. You've got grapefruit, you've got apple in there. And to me, the apple, it's like a green, crisp, crunchy apple. Smells very, very nice. It really does. I think this is an all year round banger. I really, really do. You've got Italian bergamot, lemon, grapefruit. It's ambroxan in this again. You've got the apple, tonka bean, galbanum, drywoods, oak moss, sandalwood, patchouli. This is sweet, a little bit woody. The oak moss is giving this fragrance like a bit of a green, earthy undercurrent. It does smell really, really nice. But the 5 that I've got sitting in front of me now, they were like splitting hairs apart from number 1. I do like this fragrance. Like I say, it's definitely masculine, and you definitely get that ambroxan in there. This will go well dressed up in a shirt and tie, in a white t-shirt. You could rock this to the gym. It really is a workhorse of a fragrance, but it had to come somewhere, and it is coming in at number 6, and that is Legend. Coming in at number 5 is Boss Bastard. Man, this thing does smell good. It really does. I've got the dry down. I've named all the test strips so I know which one's which. But I am going to spray it again. This opens a bit musky, sweet, like I get like a tone of an unripened fruit. You've got bergamot, lemon, mandarin in the top. You get the bergamot. Like I say, that mandarin to me is coming across like a green, unripe mandarin. Just a little bit bitter. You've got the sweetness from the honey and the amber. To me, the tobacco's like a damp tobacco leaf. It almost comes across a little bit moist and a tad earthy. You get woody touches. You've got the vetiver in there. It is a great smelling fragrance. I would wear this one if I was going out. Like, I would dress this fragrance up. That is how I would wear this fragrance. I mean, you could wear it in other situations, I'm not saying that. But if someone was to say to me, where would you wear this fragrance? I would wear this when I was going out. It smells, it dries down to this woody, sweet vetiver. A little bit musky, like that musky tone is there all the way through the life of the fragrance. It goes well with the tobacco and the honey and the amber. It is a great smelling fragrance. But that is coming in at number 5. Coming in at number 4, and these were splitting hairs. I like them all. All 7 of these I like. But the next 3 now were definitely splitting hairs, and it is Hard Candy. I've got the dry down, like I said, on this test strip. I'm going to spray it again just to get that opening. It is a great fragrance. It smells so good. Playful. Right, you've got lemon, mandarin and sweet orange, lavender and mint in the top. It opens fruity, citrusy. You've got some freshness in there, like the mint is adding this cooling effect. The lavender is there, giving it this lovely bit of fresh backbone. The vanilla, the tonka, nutmeg. You've got some spice in there. You've got some sticky sweetness in there. You've got honey. I do not get no strawberry. I've never detected it. I don't know if it's just my nose, but I do not get the strawberry note that is in this fragrance. In the base, you've got sandalwood, patchouli, MDMA, no drugs, and then you've got 5% Thai oud. This is another one where that Thai oud is just in the back. It is just adding a little something extra to the fragrance. This fragrance is addictive. It really is. Every time I've worn this fragrance, I just like to go back and keep smelling my hand again and again and again. And I do think it's a great fragrance, but it has to come somewhere. But like I say, so it's fruity, citrusy, a little bit zesty. You've got some nice sticky sweetness in there. I can see why it's called Hard Candy, because it is a very sweet fragrance. You have to have a sweet tooth to enjoy this fragrance. This is a very, very long-lasting fragrance. It really is. Like, I was doing 5 to 6 sprays with this, and it is, at times, it was too much. You'd get away with 3, 4 sprays. You really would, especially if you sprayed your clothes. But people, that is coming in at number 4, and that is Hard Candy. Coming in at number 3 is Daddy. Right, this has got oud in it, but not off-putting, by any means. I know sometimes when people hear oud, they run for the hills. In this, people, you do not need to run, trust me. Let me just spray it. I've got the dry down, but let me just spray it, because this smells great. Right, you've got apple bergamot up top, tonka bean, nutmeg in the mid, and in the base you've got smooth oud, sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, benzoin, ambergris, and clean skin accord. So this is another one. It opens bright, it opens almost zesty, but then the sandalwood, the patchouli, the oud is adding this creamy, buttery effect to it. You've got little touches of vanilla and benzoin, or benzoin, however you pronounce it. It starts bright and then it dries down to be this warm, sweet, cuddly, cozy fragrance. And that oud is smooth, like it rides all the notes perfectly. Very, very well blended. It really is. So I would say this fragrance has got two faces. Opens bright and then dries down warm, cozy, cuddly, sweet, and it is intoxicating. It is a great smelling fragrance, it really is. But it had to come somewhere, and I'm placing it at number 3. I forgot to mention as well that I believe all his fragrances are extract de parfum, hence why they do last a good time. Right, number 2 is, I done a review on this the other day. It is Notorious. I know I haven't had it long, but I've fallen in love with this fragrance. It's playful, it's fruity again, it's musky. You got amber seed in here. Let me just spray it, even though I can smell it already on the test strip. Let me spray it again. You've got bergamot, lemon and mandarin in the top. You've got tonka, vanilla, amber seed. You've got heliotrope. You've got patchouli, cedar and rum. Right, I do not get the rum, but this is fruity, playful. You get the patchouli is adding this nice bit of depth and warmth again to it. You get little hints of the lemon. You've got sweetness coming from the heliotrope. Like I say, it is fruity. This is a playful, fun fragrance. This is going out to a bar with your mates, or if you're on the pool, like just going out, getting yourself out there and you want to smell great. I would definitely go for Notorious. You can wear these fragrances really whenever. Everyone has different times and different places where they would rather wear a fragrance. All these fragrances you can wear out. If you want to wear these fragrances indoors, you can do so. But if you're going to wear them indoors, you only need to wear 1 or 2 sprays, because the projection on these at first are great. They do reach out. This Notorious, this is like nearly a room filler. It really is. I put 6 sprays of it on the other day, and the scent trail that I was leaving around the house was ridiculous. I would go into one room, come out of that room, go back into the landing, and then where I'd just been, you could smell it. So it does last. It is potent stuff, and it is a great smelling fragrance, and that is coming in at number 2. But like I say, people, fruity, musky, sweet, it's inviting, it's playful, it's a fun fragrance. Yeah, it is great. And coming in at number 1, oh boy, I think you already know what it is. If you've been following me for any time at all, you know at the minute, Mikey is in love with Iris. So it had to be Hom. This thing, since the day that I got it, none of these have taken the place at all. Yes, I think they're all great fragrances, but this fragrance to me deserves the number 1 spot. You've got Oris Concrete in the top, Iris. You've got amber, tonka bean, vanilla, sandalwood, cedar and white musk. It is a little bit lipsticky, it's waxy, it's a tad dusty. Man, I could spray this thing over and over and over again. The scent trail, this leaves such a gorgeous scent trail. Like, it's not, I wouldn't say it's completely heavy on the iris, But and yet again, it kind of is. Like the balance between the tonka bean, the sandalwood, the cedar, and the vanilla, all sort of levels out that waxy, lipsticky iris. And it all just smells absolutely stunning. It really, really does. I think I've nearly used this whole 10 ml, and I've got quite, I'm not saying I've got the biggest collection in the world, because I haven't, but I've got a quite nice sized collection of fragrances. And for me to only have 1 or 2 mils left in this, it just goes to show that I love this fragrance. And like I say, the scent trail, man, it's just so smooth. It's a little sweet. This is a very inviting, cuddly fragrance. It really, really is. Like, I would rock this date night 100%. And that is my number 1. And that is Homme. And that is my 7 fragrances from the House of Aaron Terence Hughes. Right, people, thank you for sticking with me. I was trying to be as quick as possible, because I know some people don't like watching long, drawn-out videos. Let me know if I was wrong putting Homme at number 1. What would you have done with these fragrances? Let me know, people. Right, remember, smelling good's always a pleasure and never a chore. And I will definitely see you on the next one. Cheers.